So hey guys, welcome to it's gonna be a lengthy video, so I've got a pack of Maltesers can't go by side way because it's gonna be like a 45-minute video probably. So sorry if I'm beating or drinking for most of the video. The discussion I'm gonna be having today is what have Sky Sports and Matchroom done for boxing? So I've been watching a lot of videos of early 2000s boxing or late 90s boxing, stretching as far to the mid 2000s. When Sky's first, when Sky were newer, shall we say, and the presentation of boxing wasn't so good. And obviously the benchmark was always HBO in the way they presented boxing. So yeah, just in the way they presented boxing TV presentation. They were always the benchmark. Because we had, at the time, we had George Foreman, the occasional Roy Jones appearance, obviously Jim Lampley, and you had Harold Lederman on the scorecard. Great group of people. I rate Jim Lampley up in terms of TV presentation, and I feel sad for HBO leaving boxing and only doing special events. So the last show is gonna be Dimitri Bivol defend against John Pascal, and what is John Pascal's probably lost big chance because is it John Pascal? Or am I just talking crap? Sure it is. Sure. But anyway. Going on to a question, what have Sky Sports and Matchroom done? Go back to what I was just talking about. I was watching the early 90s and 2000s presentation. And most of the shows were obviously broadcast from USA through HBO cameras and such. The early 90s was dominated. I'll take you through the background of Matchroom right now. I was going to anyway, but just the early 90s Matchroom were on ITV with Big Fight Live with Chris Eubank and such. And he was the main attraction, right? But in the mid-90s, 1992, Sky Sports was founded. And that is when I think Chris Eubank went a couple of fights before the Steve Collins #1 fight. As Steve Collins effectively ended his career, he wasn't the same after. To be honest, he was never the same after Michael Watson 2 fight, after he severely injured Michael Watson, and he stayed in intensive care for a year. But yeah, you had never the sense of an awkward power after. But you went to Sky Sports boxing obviously and I can't get my words out. I'm trying to think. It was quite late at night. Yeah, you went to Sky Sports because Matchroom. Another time, Chrissy Wank was Matchroom's main attraction with Barry Hearn. Another time, mostly Eddie Hearn doesn't know, but Barry Hearn's his father. We went to Sky Sports, and Chrissy Wank was Sky's main fighter at the time. Now, the end of ITV completely, the end of ITV boxing really came after Nigel Benn and Gerald McClellan. I don't usually like to talk about this fight because boxing's quite close to me, and brain injuries just like, it does make me sad to be honest. Like Gerald McClellan, still blind, still 80% deaf, unable to walk after what happened to Nigel Benn. I bet if we watched that live, that probably scarred you for life. And I'm just being straight and real now. And alone with one Michael Watson, but Michael Watson, I'd say he's alright now. He's just got slurred speech and like a bit. He's got the symptoms of a stroke. I'd say he's paralysed on one side of his body. But Joe McClellan is always going to be unable to walk, always going to be blind, always going to be a bit deaf. Or hard of hearing. I don't even know if phrase anymore because people get offended with stuff. And I'm sorry if you get offended by my phrase in this video. But Big Fight Live, people 27 million I think watched Nigel Benn and Joe McClellan. And was Don King and Frank Warren show. And this is what really turned. This is what really like made the change from ITV to Sky Sports and etc. I think Eurosports at the time showed a couple of fights as well. And BBC occasionally did show. The one fight I can recall being on BBC was Lennox Lewis and Gary Mason. I'm just eating, but we did actually show Lennox Lewis and Hasim Rahman on BBC, but I'm not sure if that was a replay. Because I'm sure they showed David A on replay as well on BBC. BBC floated in and out the boxing really. But in the 90s, obviously, everything was TV orientated. And like today, you have apps and that, so it was like you could watch pretty much Anthony Joshua on your phone or anything, but obviously people like to watch on their telly. I prefer watching stuff on my telly. But you have ESPN Plus and everything, so it's not such TV orientated. But back in the day, everything was TV orientated, so you had loads of things. You had Eurosport, BBC, ITV, Sky starting because they were fresh at the time, remember? So Yeah, so Matchroom started drifting towards Sky. And they weren't really. And the big Matchroom was no, my knowledge is some, but I don't think Matchroom was like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Exclusive to Sky like it is now. So Sky was really just relying on the odd bit. In the late 90s, they were relying on Nassim Hamed to, because they did introduce box office, and back in the day with box office, like now box office, you could purchase it right off your TV with your bank details and that, and you can go on the, it's not the app, is it the app, or say if you went on Safari on iPhone or something, you could pay for it on the website. Back in the day, you had to do the phone number. You still can, but not many people do it. And that phone number is especially advertised back in the day. Like, the first major night I can remember was Judgment Night, and we had loads of fights on. Was it? Yeah, it was Nigel Benn and Steve Collins. All leading up, it was like a marathon, so it was from 7 till 5 in the morning was Tyson Holyfield. Was it 1 or 2? I'm going into the leading towards Tyson Holyfield too. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but basically I get distracted now because things are popping up on my phone. What was I saying? I actually forgot. So let me go back. We were relying on Nassim Hamed to rake in the views from. So yeah, back in the day, you had to order on the Judgment Night, right? So I'll go to what I'm saying. So Judgment Night, I gotta be careful as well because my phone battery's got low. Gonna have to plug it in now. So for that Judgment Night with Tyson Holyfield too, and it was a marathon. I think it was only, was it 9.95 back then or 12.95? I wasn't sure. Not sure what now to be honest, but basically it was a marathon of boxing, and I'd love that to be honest. I don't know if I'd be able to do till 5 in the morning, mind, but I do occasionally wake up to watch your DAZN show. You know, Jacob's Derevyanchenko on a weekend, for example, last weekend. But Judgment Night was the first night. There was controversial Judgment Night because people weren't happy with the staple on time because Tyson Holyfield obviously delivered the action. But all the British fights were poor. Like Ben and Collins only lasted 6 rounds, I think it was. And I was effectively ending Nigel Benn's career. And it kind of stagnated after Judgment Night for quite a few years. They were still relying on Prince Nassim and Lennox Lewis to pull in the views. Because by the late 90s, Chris Eubank had retired, Nigel Benn was gone. So the big British boxers of the 90s were gone. So they had to So worldwide figs like Lennox Lewis, big fights such as Holyfield Tyson. Well, Tyson Lewis gave a later on. Well, still involved in the same sort of thing I'm talking about. But they just had to rely on the big worldwide fights to get money for box office. So everyone had to afford them basically. And it kind of stagnated over a few years. And I really think after Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, it went. Well, I was gonna phrase it tits up, and but we're not bad. It just stagnated. And not much was happening. So there weren't much to do, and then I think I don't know if I'd been introduced by this time, but by the mid 2000s, Matchroom started doing their Friday fight nights. Like they do fight nights on every Saturday, but every other Saturday now. Back then they used to do on a Friday. I'm trying to find a video of Hatman. Hopefully you can't hear my TV. It turned it quite on, so. So a few things are missing here. But yeah. After Lennox Lewis Mike Tyson, that was the last pay-per-view event that happened for 5 years. Until Floyd Mayweather and Ricky Hatton. That broke pay-per-view figures at the time. It was a record. Yeah, but from the period 2002 to, I say, probably in terms of pay-per-view, certainly the mid 2000s really didn't deliver in terms of boxing. It was throughout the world, I'd say, probably. Like you could have had Pacquiao, Antonio Barrera. It didn't count the figure surprisingly for Pacquiao or Oscar De La Hoya. But yeah, so during this period we obviously introduced on Friday fight nights. And we're carried on. I mean, I watched a fight with Carl Froch and Robin Reed back in the early 2007, I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. Some stage in 2007. That seemed quite good. Quite good fight. And that was the start of Carl Froch being probably, I'd regard, the best British boxer throughout the late 2000s and early 2010s. Entertainment value, you'd probably say David Hay in the late 2000, 2009, 2010. And also Amir Khan was bouncing back on his loss against what's his name? Was he Colombian? I wish I prepared this so much, but yeah. So it kind of stopped stagnating. You had people like Amir Khan, who was a pay-per-view fighter, because you didn't have to do much to be a pay-per-view fighter. Back then, you just had to have a decent following. Not like you do now. You have to be like ranked in the governing bodies and like a big name, to be honest. Amir Khan against, how would you say his name? Kotanek was 100k pay-per-view buys, which in today's standards is quite bad. I mean, Floyd Mayweather and Ricky Hatton broke 1.1 million buys. So put on perspective, Amir Khan was a big name, but it win a super fight him and Kotanek, I don't even know how you say it. That was a super, because basically for that they just put a super fights on and stuff. So yeah. So 2010 was 2009, 2010 was a breakout for David A. Well, he was on Santander Sports. Him and John McCormack fight. After he was a Santander Sports, which I don't even know they know around anymore, I don't think. But yeah, you just saw Lisa on my face, but I had to check how long the stream has gone for. This might be well more than 45 minutes now. But yeah, David A was Santander Sports and he had popularity. And I'd say early 2000, 2009, 2010. The internet was getting more popular, don't get me wrong, but not when he's popular as it is today. So it was kind of still TV oriented, but more people like might have to split this into two different streams because this video might be in excess of 2 hours the way I'm going, but between me, to be honest, chops in between them and just chops and pausing and trying to think it'll be ages, so it all adds up after a while. So I used to be doing on live stream because if I processed a 40-minute video, it'll take ages. And Kell Brook and Michael Jennings, I wasn't even a paper, I don't think. The guy was only 7, I can't remember. I doubt that would have been a pay-per-view. I can see Carl Froch and Mikkel Kessler potentially being the pay-per-view fight. Was on the Super 6? Yeah, I was in the Super 6. Carl Froch was quite a big name, to be honest, but still only doing 50k buys. Or 50k views. We call it views because for some reason ain't even pay-per-view. Amir Khan doing a couple 100,000. This is where Amir Khan can give a upper hand in the Kelbuck. He can say he's more popular. Well, he was backhand, but I doubt he is now, to be honest. Well, I say I had 1,000,000 views against Sam Vargas. But I don't know. So Carl Froch and Amir Khan was dominating. George Goals was coming into fame as well, but 2011, him and James DeGale, but I don't know if I was on pay-per-view. And 2012, that was where I think Eddie Hearn started coming in. And this is what I mean by Sky Sports and Matchroom. What have they done to change boxing? And like I start by saying, the amount of views was he got more casuals. Casual fans will pay to see Dillian White. And his promoting as well. Crucial. Any promoter's gonna put this in perspective. Carl Froch and George Goes one at 47k buys or 47k views. Second one at 350,000. So what did I go and say? He's a good promoter. You can't do him right or wrong. He's a good promoter. Carl Froch Michael Castle 2 done even less, than 30,000. So really, since Mike Tyson had left the sport for the next 10 years after that, it was quite in dark streets, really, boxing. When as popular as it was in the 90s, 80s or 70s. It really was in dark ages. On Eddie Hearn, when I say Matchroom, I'm going to emphasise Eddie Hearn because I don't think his father was that great a promoter, to be honest. He didn't reach wide out. As wide out, like. So, and going back to 2010, 2011, David A was a big name. Let me just say, he had 460,000 buys on Valwef and Hay. I don't know how Hay got this much exposure, mind. He was basically the undisputed cruiserweight champion. He had to vacate the IBF belt, I think, because he didn't fight someone, so Steve King and Amada. So I'm gonna keep doing that, because, yeah. But, Oddly Harrison fighted less views, because people saw as one side, then that was a terrible fight, so how much would it have been back then? Probably 15 quid, 14.95 I think it was back then. Because those were before the days of 16.95. But it was a terrible fight. So if you paid 15 quid to watch that, I feel sorry for you. Carl Maidana, that was a good fight. And a big one stands out here for that period. Klitschko and Hay 1.1 million buys. Because people did buy into the David A story. He's popular, he was a celebrity, and I think he got caught up too much in that. But after kind of did stagnate a bit after Klitschko Hay, 2012 was completely dead year for boxing. Outside America, because in 2012 we had Miguel Cotto and Mayweather fight. But yeah, and then you didn't really have a big fight till Carl Froch George Goes 2 after that in terms of successful. That's 50k buys is right. I think these were days where it started becoming 16.95. Am I right, or was it still 14.95 days? I don't remember. I don't know how the hell Kell Brook and Frankie. I'm not sure if does Bold mean high, or does that mean actual pay per view? Because no, Crawford and George goes one was on pay per view. Bold is just high. I've gone for me, but Kell Brook and Frankie Gavin was not pay per view review. Frankie Gavin was hyped up because he was like the first amateur British champion, world champ. And when 2015 is where boxing started becoming great again. You had Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, a lot of casual fans paid to see it because that was a super fight. Klitschko and Fury. I don't know if I got 500k. Because before that, Tyson Fury's best fight was Christian Armour. But what really kicked off was Anthony Joshua and Dillian White, because Joshua has always been attraction to the British public casual fans. And this is where the fight night started becoming, and Eddie and has improved boxing so much. The domestic scene was quite dead in most divisions. Being the only one that was going good was probably light welter. You had Junior Witter, Ricky Hatton, and that was probably this big fight that was never made. And a lot of people would have liked to see in the mid 2000s. Junior Witter style was very awkward, and like the awkward version of Prince Nassim, because I didn't think Prince Nassim was that awkward. He just had a way about him, but he was awkward to watch. Junior Witter. But I still would have loved to see that fight, because the aggressiveness of Ricky Hatton and the awkwardness, that would have made for a good fight, I reckon. Styles would have gelled well. So it would be fun to see Junior Witter. I reckon Hatton would have won on points, probably. But I reckon Junior Witter's style of awkwardness and like sudden punches now would cause excitement. And then Ricky Hatton's all out aggressiveness and pressure. But Eddie Hearn, since he took over Matchroom Boxing, just put it to heights and heights. Sky Sports has become more popular. You can arguably say more subscriptions are being driven from boxing as well as football, but I would say no boxing, to be honest. And to be honest, Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson doing 750k buys back in 2002. Well, proved how big the fight was, and how many people would phone and pay. Well, I think it must have been $12.95 back in. But Anthony Joshua and Dillian White was the big pay-per-view catalyst to boost. Arguably, Carl Froch, George goes, but ultimately it was Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. It was in a Matchroom sense, because Klitschko and Fury was Hennessy Sports. Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Pacquiao was HBO. Not in terms of promotion, but whereas, well, HBO and Showtime actually, because they collaborated. But yeah, I'm getting quite tired now. So I'm gonna drop this up in 10 minutes or so. And making a part 2. Might be part 3 even, but yeah, it's just Anthony Joshua, but yeah, the fight nights lately have been good. You've had Lucas Brown and Dillian White being a big fight night. Amir Khan and LaGreco. And the thing is, these are all domestically good cards. I mean, on the Amir Khan card, you had Jason Wellborn and Tommy Langford. That was a decent fight. Even though they're not high ranked, like before I would have said if they're not high ranked or shit, but And I always thought that John Ray done shocking collar shit. As soon as I had Chamberlain and Watkins, and that was a hell of a fight. So, yeah. I'm going to talk more about this in part 2, but thanks for watching, guys. Yeah. I'll wrap this up for now, but I will talk about it in part 2. That'll be coming out in a few days. So, yeah, guys. Peace.